I was happy to just share the court with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
What do you think allowed you to just, grow this season from spending some time in the G League and taking over a starting role?
I feel like just Coach Green, like we sat down and talked, and he was like, I want you to become that guy for us. I need you to be our X factor. And like he just like showed me a bunch of film, and like after this is like after I came back from the G, just told me stuff he wants me to do before. I feel like that was able to help me a lot more, just specifically knowing my role and just being able to kind of learn and grow from that.
I mean, you were super young, when you got drafted by this team. What have you just learned in these 3 years about, what it takes to make it at the NBA level?
Shoot, a whole lot. I mean, first you need a good team, you need good coaches. I mean, we've had good teams and good coaches. It's just never been the right mix, and we never had the culture that Coach Green made for us this year, so I feel like that was a big part of our success.
How much did it help having a coach tell you exactly what you needed to do?
Oh my gosh, so much. Only that could be that simple all the time. But I mean, just him telling you like what he wants you to do, and then you being able to go do that, and then do some other stuff to help the team just always makes everyone's life easier.
How much more do you think? I mean, look, you could be a senior in college right now. How much more do you think you still can grow and develop in what areas, maybe specifically this summer?
I think I still have a ton of room for growth. I mean, this whole summer I'm just be back home working on my game, just trying to get right for next season. Work on my shot some more, work on my handle, get it a little bit tighter. Work on getting through screens since I gotta be a guard now. Get through them screens. Just work on them drills with my dad, the football drills. So just stuff like that, just little things that can help me. My footwork, all just little stuff.
Going back to maybe the beginning of the season, what do you think were the areas that, when you look back at the season, you're the most happy about that you made progress in?
I feel like when they sat me out, because I mean most guys, that's third year. You see a lot of guys start to go in that hole. Third year, I mean it's my third year getting sat out like that. Whenever our team started losing, so just not sinking in that hole and like being like, oh, they sent me to the G League, and just kind of like curling up and just being able to be like, all right, like this is a learning experience. I can grow from this. I feel like that just kind of helped.
And things have changed for you once you started playing more at the 4. Do you feel like that's the spot where you feel comfortable moving forward?
I mean, I feel comfortable playing at any position. I mean, I feel like the 4 is probably me at my best position, but I mean, I feel like they put me at the 5. I mean, like I've been my first 2 years I can play there. Need me to run the point, I'll run the point. But whatever the coach needs me to do to win, I'll do that, and I'll be comfortable doing that.
And what did it take for you to kind of go through that G League experience and still be able to come out the other end and perform the way you did at the end of the year?
I felt like just going down there with Jose and Trey kind of also really helped me and be great. One of our trainers, one of our PD coaches, they just kind of all kept me in the right mindset and just kept me from getting down on myself. Going down there third year, being my first time going down there, they all just really helped me with that, and I felt like that just kind of helped me.
Do you think it would have been a lot different if you were going by yourself?
Oh, for sure.
On those trips?
I mean, not like a lot different, but it definitely would have been way different. Like, I mean, I probably would have had a worse attitude going down there, been a little upset about it. But I mean, like, they kept me up. And like, when I saw them getting that, I kept them up just because, like, we all knew that we needed each other at this time. So it helped a lot.
Yeah, you're obviously extension eligible this summer. Just how you feel about your future with the franchise?
I feel really excited. I mean, I felt like this year was a great stepping year, seeing what we could be, and I'm just really excited for next year. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much. How would you describe the past year? What has it been like for you?
It's been a rough year. Had its rough patches, but I'm in a great space now.
How are you feeling physically? Is the foot completely healed?
I feel great.
Great space how? What do you mean?
just being around the guys, seeing being a Smoothie King, seeing that playoff environment in the locker room. Man, we have a special locker room. My first 2 years, it was a good locker room, but this year it was, I guess maybe it's the playoffs. It was more together, I would say.
What has this last month or so been like, just watching this run with you guys? I'm talking about just watching the run.
Being real, I'm always be real with y'all. It sucks watching from the sideline because I just want to be out there, but just seeing the potential. We got a lot of great pieces, and I'm excited to get on the court with those guys.
What was your impressions of Willie as a coach?
On a personal note, it's great to see a young African-American coach in this position. And Willie is a straightforward dude, but he also gives people the chance to shine on the stage. Like his saying is, I'm not calling you out, I'm calling you up.
You say you're in a great space. Was there a point where you felt like you weren't in a great space and you had to work through some things? Obviously, long rehab process.
Yeah, that's with any injury. Like when I hurt my knee my rookie year, I was in a bad space then because, I'm an athlete. I think people don't understand when you have an injury like that affects your everyday life. Like driving, like getting up to do things around your house, it affects everything. So it sucks. But when you're able to walk and run and do stuff, great space after that.
They, I know you said a great space. You are eligible for an extension this summer. If they offer it, would you be willing to accept it?
Can you repeat the question?
You're eligible for an extension this summer. If they offered you an extension, would you be willing to accept it?
Of course. Of course.
Why is this,
I wouldn't be able to sign it fast enough.
Why is this a situation you're excited about being a part of?
Like I said, the locker room, it was a different feel this year. It was a lot of that go to BI leadership, the young guys buying in to Coach Green so fast. And you saw it on the court, like, man, we have a special group. I truly believe that.
What did you think of CJ this year?
What I think of CJ, man. Mr. McCullum, this is a little payback. Mr. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I got you for that one. Man, CJ is a great dude. In the short amount of time I've been around him, I've learned so much from him. Great teammate, and I'm excited to get on the court with him.
I'm just confident this is a place where you can reach all of your individual and team goals.
I'm one of those people that believe in the more your team win, the more individuals awards will come. So, like I said, with a special group, a coach like Willie who's very emotionally invested, I feel like a lot of great things will happen with that.
You joked about CJ making a comment at All-Star. Things kind of blew up around you around that time. Just what were you thinking during that stretch?
Honestly, I was focused on rehabbing at the time. I texted CJ shortly after to apologize about that because, like I said, I was mentally not in a good space. But, Mr. McCullum, luckily he was cool. He was cool about it. And like I said, I'm excited to get on the court with him.
Did it help when you got back to be in that space that you wanted to be? To like when you got back around the team?
Yeah, it helped a lot. Just to come back and feel the allure of this place and just be around my teammates. Being around my teammates was the biggest mental change for me. Because at first, like I said, I was in a mentally bad space. But when I got around the fellas, and it's always good vibes with them.
To the more to that.
How tough was it just hearing all the speculation that he wants to be here, he didn't want to be here? What was that like for you?
Repeat the question?
Just what was it like just hearing all these speculations and rumors about if you wanted to be here or if you didn't want to be here?
Man, I can't control rumors and how people feel about certain things, but I said this in my interview with Antonio. I said this in an interview with you, right? Anybody that know me know I want to be here. If they feel otherwise, I can't help that. But if you know me, you know I want to be here.
A little more to being around your teammates. Do you feel like like being connected this summer is something that's going to be important going into next year?
Absolutely. I spoke to coach. I spoke to coach right after the game and said, Coach, whatever you need from me when it comes to setting up team, the events, just getting the team together, just anything I can do. Like, I'm there, Coach. And like I said, we got a special group. Guys are already excited about coming together this offseason.
What did you think of the rookie? What did you think of just the development of the rookies this year? Just over the last 4 or 5 months, what you're able to see Jose do and Herb, and I mean, I could go down the list of all the different guys.
I'm glad you asked that question. I was in the locker room one day and I forgot that they were rookies, to be honest, because I was looking at a picture and it said the Pelicans rookie draft class this year is special. I'm like, man, they are rookies. The impact, Jose would tell you before every game, I'd be like, Jose, you the X factor out there, man. Just be you. And seeing Herb, who I think is first team All-NBA defense, had that impact right out the gate. And Trey Murphy, y'all see it. The moment he catch the ball, the whole crowd stand up. You got to be a different kind of shooter for the crowd to feel like that.
From a physical standpoint, how close are you right now?
From a physical standpoint, I definitely could have played, but me and my team in the front office and the team, we decided that longevity was better than trying to rush back.
The warm-ups that you did before the games, honestly, you had like a big smile on your face during most of that. How much did that help you being on that court, pre-game, at least working out, help get you in the right headspace?
I'm gonna give a big shout out to Teresa Witherspoon on that one. I don't know how she do it, but she read me like a book. I can't even lie to you. She knows when I'm down and when I'm out of it. And she just knows how to. This makes her really special. She knows how to uplift anybody she's around, and it was her idea for me to start working out at Smoothie King. She said, "You just need to get the feel for it. Just remember that this is the court you play on." And that's why when I'm out there, and she's a good hype person. I'll give her that. She a good hype person. She gets me hype, and that's why I just be out there smiling, laughing. Her and Corey Brewer.
You said this is a special group. What do you think makes this group so special in your eyes?
There are a lot of teams that are good and great, but off the court, they're not together or that cool. Man, with this group, on the court, how we're together is the same off the court.
You talked about being.
We got a meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, just how would you describe year one in New Orleans? What was the experience like?
Oh man, it was a great season. Hell of a season, up and down. I think we shocked a lot of people, with how we turned the season around and what we made of it. And like CJ keeps saying, it's only gonna be better from here. So excited for the future.
How much did CJ help this team both on and off the court?
He's huge. Leadership off the court. He's a big talker in the locker room. And like for us, like a lot of young guys, we needed that in film sessions and stuff like that. So I think obviously during the middle of the season, him coming in and, obviously what he does on the court, scoring and all of that, tremendous. But I think as far as leadership, he's different with that.
Was there like a noticeable difference when he got here, like in things like film sessions and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, he's just taking his experiences, his playoff experiences, telling us about it. What to expect and things we got to do, and just like now, even we had a team meeting, just players only and stuff like that. Just talking, about the summer and just really focusing on next year already.
And it's tough when you're in the middle of it, but looking back, just going from 1-12 to where y'all ended up, just how crazy was that journey?
I mean, couldn't script it, you know what I'm saying? So just a positive mindset that we had all season, through the ups, through the downs, everybody just staying the course and believing in each other. It was like I said, you can't script that.
What were your impressions of Willie Green?
Say it again?
What were your impressions of Coach Green this first season as a head coach?
Oh, he was great. He was great for everybody. Everybody that came through, even if he was on 10-day, he treated everybody with respect, brought confidence through everybody, and just keeping it real as a coach. Players, respect that. So his first year was definitely great.
Did you see him grow as a coach from the beginning to the end of the year?
Definitely. We all, I think at the beginning of the year, we're going through, changes in different roles and things like that and learning as we were going. So everybody grew.
How does a coach keep it real, as you said, but still keep the vibes good?
I mean, it's different because he was a player for so long. So he knows that, we got to take care of our body, how to take care of your body. Just being vocal, obviously, as, the leader of the squad. And then, telling us when, holding everybody accountable, which is one of the biggest things that we talked about at the beginning of the year.
Considering that you guys needed every win to get into the play-in tournament and even get the home game, how do you look back at the shots that you made against Utah and OKC just to be able to win those games at the end?
I mean, just great shots, I have a couple of them framed, and, those always, gonna stick with you when you make shots like that.
How wild was that OKC shot? Just looking back, I mean, just...
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I still don't know how I made that. Just glad it went in.
And what's the focus for you this summer to continue to improve?
Same as every summer, man. Take care of your body, get stronger. Obviously, work on your craft and you got to put yourself in a position, around the offense. You base your summer workouts around, how you feel yourself is going to be put in the offense. So more mobile and explosive workouts and stuff like that this summer. But I'll figure all of that out in the next coming weeks.
How much better is this team next year?
Oh, I think it's going to be scary, a lot of people, I think us seeing and experiencing this playoff experience is going to make us even hungrier. And this summer is going to be a huge summer for us.
Devontae, you're a heavy catch and shoot guy. How much can a healthy Zion, help your game out?
Zion, he can't help anybody game out. He make life easy for everybody. Didn't play with him, but I played against him, and I've seen it. And even watching him in his workouts and stuff like that. I mean, he's incredible. So.
Devontae, what was it like having Zion back once he returned from Portland? And could you feel just the chemistry grow within the locker room between you guys and him?
I mean, it was great. It wasn't bad chemistry. ever, even when he was gone. So, great guy in the locker room, always, positive talking. And, I mean, when he gets back really healthy and able to play, like I said, it's going to be scary.
Is he a guy who is literally built for you? I mean, to go together, a guy who can draw that much attention on the inside to potentially leave you open outside?
I mean, like I said, I think for everybody, I think it makes it easier on CJ, makes it easier on BI, Trey, everybody, whoever's on the court with him, because he draws so much attention. Obviously, he can find his shot, but he's a willing passer and makes the right plays and stuff like that. So just seeing that, it'll be easy for everybody.
Do you still plan on tormenting Trey?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're not done with your rookie season until the first game of your sophomore year. So he's still getting it.
Thanks, Devontae. Have a good summer.
Appreciate it. To this day.
Yeah, to this day.
Are you carrying that around all summer?
Oh, nah. This is when we returned from All-Star break, the second unit played against the starters. And you can see how that went. So.
Is that an actual Brandon jersey, like a game one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Snug. Nah, yeah, I don't know how he fit in this jersey.
Overall, what's this last month and a half been like?
Just special. To where we started at, to be here is unbelievable. Dream come true, and motivation to build and be better next season.
Why was Willie the right voice for this team?
I feel like he's played in the league, for a majority of years. He knows how it goes, and just being an all-around players coach.
You talked about in summer league last year. I know people were joking about you got the trophy. What did you think of just what those guys that were with you in summer league did in terms of the development they made throughout the season?
I think they set a standard. Like you said, summer league we undefeated. We hopped on the defensive end. We ran, beautiful offense, and we worked hard when we wasn't playing. So I think when the real team came in, they seen that, picked up on that, and took it to a new level.
Do you think one of the things that's exciting about the team going forward is it seems like you guys have a good balance of offense and defense in terms of you have a bunch of guys that like yourself too that are really strong at that on the defensive end?
Yeah, like I said, it's all around on both ends of the floor. We have key pieces for both ends, and like I said, the summer's gonna be a good one and a motivated one to just be better.
And obviously, it's different when you're a rookie, and then COVID year was weird, but like year two, where you were able to just establish your personality in the locker room, have guys gravitate towards you. What was that like?
Unbelievable. I could be myself. I'm a cool guy, and for me to be surrounded around a bunch of people like me was, like I said, special.
How are they like you?
They're just funny. They make jokes, play around all day, so it's just cool to be around.
I know you were asked about Jose a lot, during the season. What was it like to hear people singing his name and stuff like that in the playoffs?
It's just unbelievable, man. I know for him it's special because I was undrafted a two-way, so I know it was a COVID year, so we didn't have no fans. But if I heard them cheering my name, I'd probably break down and cry. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's special for him.
And what's the focus this summer to improve the game?
I'm gonna stay in the lab just to fix my jump shot. Get better, get stronger, and just keep on adding to what I already have.
Planning on defending your championship?
Yes, sir. No question about this. This ain't going nowhere. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
So just what's the process been like for you going through the rehab and all that kind of stuff?
The process has been good. Just coming in, being back with the team, just getting my strength back, agility back, being able to walk again. So everything's been good.
What are you able to do right now? How much can you do?
Just a little bit of agility. Just started running on the treadmill. As far as weights, getting back with lower body, upper body. So pretty much everything. Just now it's about progressing and getting stronger.
How much did it hurt? I mean, in that moment, like you were starting to get the PT and everything. How much did it just kind of hurt you to have it? Like when you did it?
It hurt real bad at first. But just looking back on it, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe it happened for a reason. We'll see next year.
Willie said he had like a same injury his second year. How much has he talked to you about the process that he went through?
He helped me a lot. When I came back, he always kept me up because he knows what it's like to have an injury like this. All the PT, the pain that you go through, just starting back over for real. So he's helped me a lot through this process, even with all the time he had to do with the playoffs. So I appreciate it for him.
How tough is it just watching the team during the playoffs and not being able to help them out at all?
It's tough, but at the same time, I was staying strong with my guys because I didn't want them to see me struggling at the time. Just watching them, I was happy for them to have this opportunity. Guys stepping up, the world getting to see the talent that was here, and I'm just happy for them. So it wasn't about me; it was about them.
How happy were you to be able to surprise the guys in Atlanta that one time? What was that moment like?
It was a good moment because they all had been hitting me, and I really didn't know when I was gonna get to see them again. I know I was gonna come back for the last stretch, but I didn't know I was gonna get to see them that early. So just being able to surprise them, the joy on their faces, then them getting the win the next day was a big moment in this rehab.
It looked like Najee was the one most excited. Was that?
Yeah, he was on me hard about coming back. So I really wanted to surprise him and a couple other guys.
And when you got hurt, that was early in the not on her process. What was it like seeing your man blow up the way he did this year?
Oh, well, y'all was late to Not On Her, man. I've been seeing Not On Her, but y'all got to see him, but I have been seeing that since he was in college. So what he did, man, just watching him grow this whole year to the playoffs, he motivated me for when I come back next year. So I'm real proud of him.
Have you talked to other guys in the league who've had a similar injury, just about the process?
Yeah, it's been quite a lot of guys that reached out to me when I got hurt. They just told me the positive of it. Know it's gonna hurt now, but just their mentality when they came back and playing was it wasn't the same when before they got hurt. So just using that as motivation to get back on the court. I can't wait to see what happens.
Who were some of the guys that reached out?
I'm gonna keep that between me. Yeah.
I know you said you were kind of ahead of the curve on everyone as far as her, but what did you think of just the way that he was able to translate what he did defensively in college to the NBA, blocking three-point shots, stuff like that?
It was amazing. There's not a lot of guys you see can be in the lane and close out to the offensive player and shoot a three and block it. Let alone he doing it like 3 times a game. So just watching him grow from college to now, it's like night and day because he put in the work. So whoever put in the work, I feel like it's gonna get rewarded, and he definitely did.
Do you have a goal in mind as far as when you want to be back? Are you circling training camp or anything like that?
That's for the team to figure out, not me.
What was it like being a spectator in a fully packed Smoothie King Center for the playing game playoffs?
It was amazing to watch. I never seen Smoothie King get that packed, and then the crowd being to it. So just looking up and seeing that they got us full support, just loud the whole time, being recognized on TV. It was a great sight to see.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Miss you guys.
How would you describe year 2 in New Orleans for you?
Amazing. I never expect. It was something incredible year. From the beginning, so hard, so tough. The way we start. It was hard the way we finished yesterday because I keep believing that we can beat Phoenix and do something great. But it's something amazing to be in the playoff in New Orleans. City was unbelievable. My first playoff, so. It's a season that I'm going to remember for my life.
What was it like watching your guy B.I. do what he did this last month?
You just see the person and player that he is, his focus, his approach. He's always 100%, but even this playoff, it was something incredible, and B.I. is one of those kind of players unique in the league, and he keeps showing, and I just feel sad because I think we deserve to keep playing playoff for the city, for him, for the organization. But Bia is a unique player, and I'm so proud. I'm so happy to be his friend and his teammate.
How does it help the team when you have like the star player who is down to earth like he is?
He's a normal person, so humble. He works every day, 24/7. I mean, he's an example. I told him he's an example for every young guy that he wanna learn, play basketball, and get better. He always works. Every season he's getting better, and it's an example. It's incredible.
And when we talked to Z, he said he felt like this was a special locker room, a special group of guys. What do you think was different about this group compared to some of the other groups?
I've been working on the locker room for 2 years, and to have the kind of environment. But yeah, this locker room is special. I feel like I'm with the national team. Everybody's a friend. We hang out with each other. We come here to see each other and do what we love, which is playing basketball and practicing. And it was something unique. It's everybody supporting, everybody talks. Doesn't matter if you first year or 35 years in the league like Garrett Temple. So it's been it's been amazing locker room, and I'm sad because it finished right now this year, but I'm excited about next year. So that's.
It seems like we walked in, I think, a bunch of guys in the hallway laughing and joking. I mean, what you've been around a few locker rooms. Has it ever been like that on exit interview day where guys are that happy and looking forward to next year?
It was something special that we built here in New Orleans, and I never see all the organization, all the workers waiting for us in the locker room. And that means what we got here. We're building something special. This culture is growing. New Orleans is a city of basketball, and you can see, you can feel it, and it's something amazing to be around this team, the guys, my teammates, Trey, everybody, you guys, and I'm just excited to be back in training camp day one and talk to you again.
It seems like the coaches and obviously your teammates are really appreciative of what you can do as far as, especially, you might sit some games and then come in and be really productive. What did you think of the season that you had this year of being able to be reliable like that?
My season personally, I think it was my best career season so far. I think that I proved that I can play in this league. Obviously, I would love to play more minutes. I think that I deserve to be playing every game. But at the end of the day, I'm a team guy. Whatever the team needs to win, I will take it. Obviously, I would love to be helping my team this playoff because I think maybe I couldn't help, but that's not my thing. So I can control what I can control, which is come here every day, work, be ready when my name is called. But it was a tough year because I wanted to play more, and I played less than last year. So obviously as a competitor, you want to play more. But something that I'm not happy with it. But I think I proved that I have a space in this league that I can play, and I'm hungry because I want to play more minutes.
Billy, forced to choose, what's the one memory you're taking away from this season?
Taking away?
Yeah.
Oh, one?
Yep, only one.
I don't know, only one. I think all around this season, all the memories that I'm going to take is going to be something amazing, especially when we're on the road, the way every flight, he was, singing in the planes, talking team dinners. I don't know, our year was, going this direction through every year, and it's something special. And I told the guys that I'm going to call them every week in FaceTime. And they better answer me because I cannot be so long without seeing my friends. So,
remember, you said no to video games to some of them.
Yes, no, we're gonna play video games. The only bad thing is I need to be the time difference, between Spain and New Orleans. But yeah, I'm gonna keep in touch with the guys, with coaches, with Willie. We gotta still be close, and keep building. Next year is gonna be great.
Are you gonna invite the guys to Spain?
I told them actually, yes. Most of the guys, they wanna go to Europe and go, see different culture, different environment. I think Jackson and Zion, they will be there for my camp. They want to be in Spain, so I'm really excited to show them my country, maybe Jonas' country, so they can see different things, not only here. And it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Like training camp for. Like
yeah, I was talking with Brandon. Last year he did in summer a training camp in Phoenix where the guys went there. So why wouldn't do 1 week or 10 days here and 10 days in Europe? That would be great for the chemistry. That would be great for everybody. I would be super great to be back home with my team, and I'm rooting for that.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you so much, guys.
Last day as a rookie, huh?
Not exactly, but I'm gonna say it is. So.
Yeah, Devonta said it's not.
Can you
Step up some, Trey?
All right, cool. My bad.
So how would you describe the rookie season?
Whew. A roller coaster for sure, but it definitely made me stronger. It was the most informative year of my life, and probably one of the most important years basketball-wise for me. Things that happened this year will definitely set me up for the rest of my career.
What did you just learn about what it takes at this level?
You gotta play really hard, and you're playing against the best players, and people are running the best offenses in order to get those players shots, and you gotta find ways to stop them or contain them or try to pick an option in order to win the game, and it just takes a lot of effort, in all honesty.
How valuable was that playoff experience for you?
Tremendous. I mean, a lot of people, B.I. it was his first playoff experience, and this is year 6 for him. You can't put that into words going into playoffs your first year, and actually contributing and helping your team win games is very important, and I'm very grateful for it as well.
How much does it help that your rookie season you had a coach like Willie Green as your coach?
Say that one more time,
How much
please.
does that help you that for your rookie season you had a coach like Willie?
It really helps a lot, especially when he's when he's really steady and he is the same person every single day, and because you're dealing with a lot of different stressors of having to be a first-year NBA player and trying to figure your way out, and somebody that's consistent and with what they're doing helps out a lot for sure.
To have 3 of you guys as rookies to go through the stretch, highly unusual, but how special was that? How much did that help? Just all of that. What was it like to have 2 other guys go through this exact same thing with you?
It just shows how we are as a rookie class, and it's just a bunch of dogs. In all honesty, Jose, Herb, those guys are animals, and I knew during summer league that we had a special rookie class just based off what we were doing, and I'm super proud of those guys, and you just can't really put it into words, in all honesty.
Trey, do you feel like you were the best rookie class in the whole NBA?
Without a doubt. There shouldn't be any question. How many rookies played in the playoffs this year, or as a group, or did they even log in the amount of minutes that we did?
Nobody did.
No, I didn't think so. I knew that answer, but but so. Yeah.
Jack's talking about going to the G League and how much it helped him just having all of you guys there with him. How much were y'all kind of on each other and helping each other out through that experience?
Man, it was very supportive. Exactly. It was very supportive through the team as well as the other guys that were down there, and it was very it was one of those times where it wasn't a demotion or anything like that. It was a time where you could get better, get a lot more reps in. I just looked at it that way, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get more reps so I can be prepared to play in these games, and I was thankful for my time. And Coach Pannone and his staff down there, they were so helpful, and the guys down there as well, they were really helpful in my development, and I'm very thankful for them as well.
Zion was just talking about how by the time we got to the playoffs, when you were setting up to shoot a 3, the crowd was kind of coming to its feet. He was talking about how cool that was to see. What was it like for you to experience just the support, not just from the crowd, but just seemed like from everybody to push you and have you finish the season so strong?
No, I love the support, and I feel like I built up a reputation where a lot of my shots you probably think they're going in, and I have the same mentality, and I like that a little bit when I can hear the crowd yelling, and then as soon as I make it, it's like a boom type of noise, and hopefully I'm able to bring some more booms next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good shirt yesterday.
Go ahead.
Would you mind
I'm gonna take your phone.
taking one step forward?
Yeah, sure.
Willie, you talked a lot about the season about just building a program. Do you think you guys took steps towards doing that, and what does that look like going forward for y'all?
Yes, we did. Absolutely. We've taken steps towards building a program. And what it looks like for us is sustainable winning. And that's the goal, is to continue to build a program that every year we can come in and compete at the highest level and have a long postseason run. And I think believe this is the start of something special.
We walked in today and all the guys are in the hallway, and it's happy, it's joyful. It seems like you've been around a lot of NBA teams. How rare is that at on an exit interview type day or something?
It's extremely rare, but we have amazing people, high character guys, high character folks in our organization, and they allow this to happen. And I'm extremely grateful for everybody's role. Everybody played a part in it, and once again, we're excited about what we did this season, but we also understand when we take some time off that we got some work to do, and we look forward to that.
Do you see similarities between the Bubble Suns and how they finished that year to this team?
I do, and it's funny you say that. Monty and I talked about it in the hallway after the game. It's like this was very similar to what the Suns did in the bubble. Herb, Trey, Jose, Brandon, adding CJ, all of our young guys, Najee, Jackson, being able to experience coming down the stretch of a season, playing in high-stakes games, meaningful games, then 2 elimination play-in games, and then you're rewarded by playing against the best team in the playoffs. They've all grown up right before our eyes. And so those moments, that experience will help us in the future. And that's very similar to what we went through in Phoenix together.
As a coach, how excited are you to not only bring this core back, but you add a piece like Zion to it, and it could be like how Phoenix added Chris in terms of on-court.
I'm extremely excited. Words cannot describe how excited I am. I'm ready to get right back to work. Unfortunately, I can't. I got to take a little time off, and our guys need some time to recover. But we're all excited here. And, my message to our team is that there will be expectations. We won't sneak up on people. But that's good. That's what lets you know you're a good team, and that's what we're striving to become.
How much does it help where it feels like so much of the foundation is already set, right? And you basically know what it's going to look like next year. How much does that help you in your process figuring out what next year is going to look like?
Yeah, it helps out a ton. I'm sure we'll still have some work to do in terms of finalizing what's what, but we have a lot of our guys coming back next season. We'll have a lot of guys in here this summer, just building and working towards our goal. And the special part of this for me is that they felt it. They felt what the playoffs is like. They felt how hard they have to play. The details matter. And so all of the things that we talked about that they didn't quite understand, they understand now, and that's going to help them throughout their careers.
And how much does it help also that Zion stepped up today and kind of eliminated all the speculation, say, I want to be here, of course, I want to sign an extension. How much does that help as well?
Well, him wanting to be here and the basketball aspect of it is the part that I focus on, which I love, that he wants to be here, that he wants to be in the gym, working towards getting healthy, working towards being the best player he can be. The extension department, that's more of a Griff question, and those are things you guys would have to talk to him about. But we love anybody that wants to be here in New Orleans with this community, with this culture. That's what we want.
I signed the same thing, but how important is just connectedness as a team this summer going forward into next year?
It's extremely important. I mean, we have that. That's a part of building our program, and we want to continue to maintain that and grow. And so we'll do some fun things this summer together as a group. Our guys are committed to getting in the gym, working, and we look forward to having a great offseason.
From what you've seen, how does this season feel like? How much did you grow as a coach from September to now?
I've grown a lot. Look, I learned a lot and made a ton of mistakes along the way. But I'm blessed and fortunate that we have people that allow room for mistakes, and we just kept working at it together. We just kept pouring into each other as a group, our players, our staff. Just talking to Trajan and Griff, same thing. Nobody passed judgment on each other. We just stayed at it, stayed working, and I know that I'm a lot better as a coach. And then more importantly for me, my role and my goal as a leader is to continue to serve our players, serve our staff, Mrs. Benson, serve our community here in New Orleans.
What kind of things did you learn in a best of 7 series? First time, all the adjustments, going against Monty, all of it. What did you get out of this series?
Well, one of the biggest things that I learned is that Chris needed to miss at least 2 shots. No, it was fun. It was fun playing against, coaching against a team that's going to bring it out of you. Monty is an extremely detailed individual and coach, and so am I. I learned that from him. I learned it from Steve, and we were going at it, adjusting. They were making adjustments. We were making adjustments, and it comes down to that: who can execute over and over again the details, the minor details that win you a game. And we have to give credit to those guys. They did it, but we know we pushed them to be better.
Over the last month, how would you describe what you've seen in Zion's level of buy-in to this locker room? How would you describe it?
Well, he's doing all the things that he needs to do to try to get healthy, and that's on the forefront right now, is to be healthy, to continue to work towards getting back on the floor and playing, and working with our medical team, our performance team, our coaching staff. You guys have seen him in here playing 5-on-5, so he's doing the things that he needs to do, and now it's just continue that progression throughout the course of the summer.
From a personality standpoint, does he fit with this group?
Absolutely. He fits with this group, but fitting with a group, it doesn't just happen. It's something that we all individually and collectively continue to work on. It's like a relationship. You keep building, you keep adding to it, you make mistakes, you come back, you get better, and that's what our group is about.
How important was it for Zion to be here with you guys to experience, the playoffs and stuff like that, even though he wasn't playing?
It's extremely important. It's important for him to see and feel what it was like. He was there. He was watching the crowds. He was seeing the atmosphere. And to be honest, I told him this, the compassion that we have is that I know he wanted to be out there. And what he's going through in terms of recovering from an injury is extremely difficult. I've done it. And when you're 21 years old and your season is derailed because you were working on your game, trying to get better, it's tough to go through. And a lot of people say stuff, and I try not to listen to it, but to have compassion, to have mercy, to have grace, that's hard to go through. And so I thought it was great for him, but for all of our guys to experience what we experienced this season. That's a part of that speech that you guys heard was we got to go after it. We got to fight for it. And we're all proud that we did.
What was it like for you developing that relationship with B.I. during the course of the year and then seeing where he got to, in the playoffs?
Special. Brandon is special. I said it before in one of my press conferences, but he's a coach's dream. He comes in every day, he works, he's a team guy, loves being around his teammates. He's always watching the game, he's observant, and he leads in that way. His teammates love to be around him, and he can flat out play. So his future is bright, and the sky's the limit to what he's going to do here in the future.
With all the emotion that you showed last night, a day after, when you look back on that, are you surprised that it came out the way it did?
Not really. Like I said, we poured a lot into this and each other, and I'm not afraid to show my emotions. It's a part of being a leader and being a servant, And I didn't want to cry and do all the stuff that happened, but you know, sometimes it happens, and just go from there.
What's it been like for you? I know you're like aware that you're mic'd up and things like that, but what's it been like for you seeing that speech become like this sort of rallying cry for the fan base, especially over the playoff stretch?
Yeah, I didn't do it for that.
Right.
You know, I didn't do it for the media or mic'd up or the cameras. I did it because as I was walking down the sideline, you know, to be honest with you, a bit of doubt crept into my mind. We were down whatever we were down, and I was like, man, we had a good season. And then I quickly had to flip it. But then I said, if I'm feeling like that, what are they feeling? And I needed to go in the huddle and just be honest about where we are and what we have to fight for. And that's what it was. It was just everything flashing before me. The whole season, the one and whatever start, the injuries, you know, the talks. But we continued to believe in each other. And I needed them to understand that we can win, but we have to do it the way we've been doing it all season.
How do you, I know we talked about players work on this part of your game. How do you work on, is it just experience and having done it? Do you go back and watch film? Do you talk to mentors of yours from a coaching standpoint to make sure you evolve as well?
Number one, the biggest way for me to get better is to listen. You know, listen. I'll sit and listen to all of our players, all of our staff, and talk about what we did that works, but then also what are some things maybe we can tweak going into next year. And then I'll watch a lot of tape this summer. Probably all of our games. Won't be fun at the beginning, but I'll watch them. And then just look at what we like, what are some things that we probably need to get rid of, and in terms of basketball plays and things like that. But I'll just continue to work and try to stay true to who I am, but be open to adjusting.
If I could just follow up, like on a personal level, I think fans sometimes have kind of become captivated with what you've done and who you are. What do you do? Do you play golf? Do you play tennis? Do you watch movies just to kind of relax and get away for a little while?
Yeah, I play a little bit of golf, but mostly I just try to spend time with my family and just be normal. You know, do normal stuff like everybody. Go to lunch, take my kids to school, maybe go on a couple vacations here and there, but that's it. You know, it's pretty simple life.
What has CJ meant both on and off the court?
He's been huge. A leader coming in that has, I think, it's 9 straight playoff appearances. That type of experience, veteran leadership. But like all of our guys, he fits in to the whole group in the fact that he's a great guy. And that's what we look for. You know, we're trying to build a program based on character and based on guys that can hoop. But CJ fits into that because he's all of that. He's high character, he can hoop, and every day he's going to come in and do his job, and that's important.
You're going to watch tape of 90 games?
Yeah, I'll probably watch tape of 90 games. It's not hard to do, you know. I mean, technology is no commercials. It's edited. The 90 games is broken down to like 38 minutes a game, so it's not that hard, but it'll be fun to look at it.
And a few of the guys use the word special to describe the locker room. Just how would you describe what you saw, you know, with that group, the culture you guys built, all that kind of stuff?
It's the same, you know. I'll continue to say it, but you know, we kept God as our foundation, and it's what allows us to be special, to care about each other, to, you know, come in and have losses, but our gym is still popping. Music is still going. Guys are still having a great time. You know, it's hard to get up every day and go to work. It is. It's just hard. But we can still make this enjoyable. And that's what we wanted to do here, is get up every day, come in, work, but let's have fun. And it eventually started to turn for us. And just the people make it special here.
Looking ahead a little bit, we saw obviously your young guys make so much progress this year. You guys have a 99.6% chance of having a lottery pick. How exciting is it to think of the possibility that you could add another, young piece that could help along?
It's rare that you're a playoff team and you have that type of opportunity in front of us to be able to have a lottery pick on top of what we've done. It's more of the reason why it was so important for our guys to experience what they did this season, because now they know what it's like to play in big moments. They know what it's like to have these fans, this community, this culture support them. And now there's no excuse coming in this summer when I tell guys, you better run hard. They know what that means because they've done it. And now adding, like you said, another probably really good young player to the mix, they're going to push each other that much more. So we're excited. A lot of work to do in front of us. I'm excited. Our team is excited. Hopefully our city is continuing to support us as we go through it. But I think the future is bright here.
Thanks.
Thank you, Willie.
Everything that needed to be said.
Would you mind stepping up to the mic?
Sure.
Just so we can hear you.
30 minutes, that's all.
Let's keep it on Willie. You want to say something more?
Yeah, so just, you guys just spent a good amount of time with Willie and got the opportunity to spend the year with him. I think it's pretty clear to everybody now why we were so excited about him. I watched our games, these last 8 games in particular. We had sort of a sense of joy, gratitude, and optimism kind of all together. And Willie and his staff are really at the core of that. It's really a joyful thing to watch from our position in the front office, a group come together and grow in the way that Willie and his staff did, our team to grow in the way that they did. We came into the year wanting to play meaningful basketball games, and that was going to be the mark of success. So I think by every other metric, you'd have to say this was an incredibly successful season. But based on the fact that we got 8 postseason games and 3 elimination games, what that's going to do for us in terms of jump-starting our future is just almost unimaginable coming into the year. And certainly when you're 1-12 and 3-16, it's absolutely unimaginable. The gratitude that we have for our players, really working through everything authentically every day, who they are, contributing what they did in the way that they did, the passion they have for each other, the passion they have for our city. We had to start this year in Nashville because of the hurricane. And at that time, I told many of you, these were the best group of human beings I'd ever been with before, on and off the court. And I think you saw that play out right in front of all of us on a very big stage. And that's something that we're incredibly joyful about. We're really, really grateful that we had that opportunity. And I think we have optimism that we've got a whole lot more in the tank. And this isn't a situation where we feel like, okay, we've proven it. There's a lot ahead of us, and we have a lot of optimism that we're going to be able to achieve some great things. It starts with Willie, and then it goes to Brandon Ingram, who I don't know any player that has announced their presence with the level of authority he did in the playoffs. That was what y'all saw there was really special. It's a 24-year-old kid who's just coming into his own. That man is going to be somebody to deal with for a very long time, and I hope people understand exactly how special his run was. Obviously, CJ contributes mightily to that. You make 9 straight playoff runs. You're doing something right just starting there. But he was exactly what we needed in every way on and off the court. His fit with our group as a human couldn't have been better. Larry was the same. And they just jumped right in with our group. It was obvious Willie and his staff had us moving in a direction that they wanted to be part of. When we spoke to CJ prior to the deal, he was excited about coming even before he got here because of what he had heard from our players and from others about Willie and about our situation, about our environment. And that environment is set by Mrs. Benson and her team, what they enable us to do. You know, they've given very freely of themselves, both emotionally and obviously financially, but they've put us in position to succeed, and they've done it in a way that there's no boundaries in what we do here. We literally get to love each other everywhere, and in a way that I've never experienced before in the NBA. And I think this is my 28th NBA season and the 25th in basketball operations, and this was just a really special run with a great group, and we're grateful that by and large that group gets to stay together. I think as we went through these COVID years, you saw an awful lot of turnover and things. There was a lot of upheaval in the offseason. I think you're going to see an offseason this year that's a little calmer, and I think we're going to build through continuity and through growth from within to a huge degree, and that's exciting to us because this group they're just scratching the surface of what they can do.
Zion said emphatically that he wants to be here and that he'd jump at the opportunity he said he couldn't sign it fast enough if offered an extension. Where does that process stand with you guys right now, and how would you describe his level of buy-in?
So I think his level of buy-in, he just told you, right? So I don't really need to describe that, I don't think, but I'm grateful that he understands exactly what he's witnessing. He was visibly moved in the locker room last night, as the whole team was. And so we're grateful that he, along with the rest of the group, have bought into what we're trying to achieve. I said the very first press conference we ever did here that we wanted to build a team that was built in the ethos of the city, that gave themselves to the city in the way that the city gives themselves to us. You know, the resilience that Willie has instilled in this group is special. It's really, really, really unique. And I think it represents what the city came to love about this team. There was a never say die attitude about it. You're either all the way in or all the way out, and we're going to continue to invest in people that are all the way in, and I'm grateful he's part of that.
And from the beginning, you've talked about the importance of character, culture in the locker room when building the roster. What was it like just seeing what you guys had with this team this year?
It's hard to really explain, and we've talked a lot about, some of us have talked about this quite a bit, but watching Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander-Walker the day they were traded come watch their brothers and want to hug each other again, that's one of the most gratifying things I've ever seen. And to know that that culture is what we're carrying forward, to know that the flamethrower that Willie and his staff have created emotionally and spiritually here is what we're taking forward, it's almost impossible to explain. You know, you watch Jose Alvarado, he's out there, he looks like a gladiator. He's playing to the crowd in a way that the crowd literally is living off of his energy and vice versa. The symbiotic relationship that this team and our fans had, it's really, really unique. We've been to, Willie and I talked about it earlier, we've been to several conference finals and won a championship. No crowd has done what that crowd did last night for that team. The shared hope and joy that exists between our players and this fan base is phenomenal. And Jose and Herb are just such a huge part of that. I mean, you're talking about two rookies, a second-round pick and an undrafted free agent, who have T-shirts of their own. They might be more marketable than anybody else on the team. So it's a really rare thing. The word special gets overused, but I dare you to find another group that's ever done what this group has done the way they've done it. And it's because Willie never changed. He was the same all the way through.
You said we saw what you saw in Willie this year, but when you hired him, you didn't have any of that evidence. What convinced you that he was the guy?
Well, we had several hours talking to him, for one, and you can feel him. It doesn't take you long to feel his presence. Mm-hmm. The faith he brings to everything he does. I mean, you've been with him. Willie vibrates at a different frequency than other people. And that's it's a really rare, unique trait. And I'm trying desperately not to use the word special, but it's about the only thing I can think of.
You add a healthy design to this roster. What's just your early read on how the pieces fit together?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we made the trade to bring CJ here, we were envisioning a healthy Zion being part of that. And so, if you think about what his game is, and frankly, he's sort of just scratching the surface of what he'll be too. He was historically efficient playing back to the basket one year with one coaching staff, and then historically efficient playing as point Zion next year with another coaching staff. So to see what this staff is able to do with the talent that we'll have together, you've got a 21-year-old all-star returning, hopefully healthy, and we've got a 24-year-old all-star. We've got a 30-year-old leader who absolutely is going to be an all-star. We've got Jonas, who played at an all-star level. It's hard not to be excited about the group, but more than anything else, it's who they are. It's the passion they have for this and for the mission. It's really exciting.
What does the process for Z at this point look like? I know he's obviously getting close to 5-on-5. You say hopefully healthy. What is the next steps for him?
So I think we're probably a couple of weeks away from the last round of imaging that we hope we have to do. And that would be when we cross the bridge of, okay, he can do what he wants to do in terms of getting ready for next season without any limitation. If it's 2 a day is great. If it's 3 days, great. His workload won't be monitored at that point, we hope. And at the same time, we've gotten to a point before where we felt confident that was coming. So we have to be realistic in that situation too. So really it's going to be about, let's put him in the best position to succeed physically heading into next season. And I think he's committed to that based on what he told you today.
David, you said that continuity and maybe an easy off season is hopefully in the future. Do you start conversations with Zion about an extension? Is that part of making it easy? How does that all work?
Well, if I said easy, I certainly did not mean easy. Continuity and a lot of change not happening doesn't mean you're not doing an awful lot of things that are not easy. And obviously that conversation is going to be one that will be a challenging one. And when it's time to have that, we'll have it. And right now what we're focused on is him being healthy and in kind of elite condition to play basketball, and we'll start there. And I think once we get to that point, all those conversations get a lot easier. CJ is eligible for an extension. That'll be a conversation that takes place. Larry Nance Jr. is eligible for an extension. That'll be a conversation that takes place. The only thing that makes it easy is that everybody wants to be here. And that's a real blessing, because we kept saying that was coming. And to see it play out for everyone now, it's beautiful. You know, the team building process is quite often what's underwater is more important than what people are seeing above water. And I'm really grateful that we sort of propelled out of the water now to the point where you can see all the work that was going into it. Because there's an awful lot of people that contribute really mightily to what we do. And Trajan Langdon and Bryson Graham on the scouting side, finding what they did in those young kids, really, really understated how important that is. Those guys run an amazing draft process. We ran a really good free agency process this offseason. Shane Coverman and his team and the strategy side did amazing things. So we're grateful we've got a team off the court that will be able to navigate this offseason. But having continuity, at least, it limits the field of what you're trying to achieve, which is important. When you're trying to plug holes everywhere, it's a much more difficult process.
How rare is it to go into an offseason with 14 guys under contract for next year, plus a lottery pick?
Well, that's good and bad, because it limits the range you're going to have to be able to convince people we've got an opportunity for them too. So it's harder, right? So in some ways, it's more challenging to have this many roster spots filled, and on the other side, it's something that you have great optimism about their development, and if their off-season models what we achieved this past off-season, will be in really good shape.
Did the Lakers trade work out better than you could ever imagine?
Well, I think it'd be disingenuous for any of us to tell you we thought the 22 Laker pick would be a lottery pick. We didn't anticipate that. We felt like the best value in the deal was further out. So we got very lucky. And as is often the case in our business, it's better to be lucky than good. And if you can be both, you can achieve something. And so we're grateful we're a playoff team that's holding a lottery pick. It's a highly unusual thing. But I don't think anybody from Trajan down, I don't think any of us believed the 22 pick would be one of those. So we got lucky there for sure.
You mentioned Herb and Jose. Just how impactful was that rookie class this year, and how important are they going to be as you continue to build out this foundation?
Yeah, I mean, again, when you've got players that contribute at that level in a playoff rotation on those contracts, it certainly gives you a level of sustainability that Willie spoke to. You know, we wanted to build a sustainable model, and in large part because of Herb, because of Trey, because of Jose, we've got that model now that we'll be able to continue to add to the group while we get key rotational production from guys that are on good contracts. But the thing that's the most important about that is what they're giving us as human beings. They literally are fueling the energy in this place. And so they're going to make everybody around them better. That's highly unusual. I was joking with a couple of you around the trade deadline. We were the only team in the NBA that had an untouchable two-way at the time, an untouchable second-round pick we had just made, an untouchable first-round pick we'd just made. People, when they would call, they're like, Griff, your whole roster can't be untouchable. You're not even a playoff team. Well, now we're a playoff team. And I think people understand why those young men were so untouchable. The spirit they bring to this. Billy Hernan-Gomez is a non-rotational playoff player. And we refuse to trade him at trade deadline because of what he gives the group. And so it's just a highly unusual group of humans that are fun to be around.
The Saints 17 draft class was phenomenal. 5 years later, would you think at some point maybe you look back and say, that was a group for us that was kind of like that maybe?
Boy, I hope so, Ed. I mean, that would be, for them to win that much would be phenomenal. You know, the Saints are a winning machine, and the culture that they had in place was one that we absolutely wanted to emulate. If we can have the draft success they've had on an ongoing basis, we're going to be awfully good. So if this turns out that this class is looked back on as that would be wonderful. At the same time, oftentimes draft classes are viewed as success early, and they're not. And they're viewed as not successful, and they turn out to be. And this takes a very long time to really know what you have. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We know we've got the right human beings, but there's a lot of work there to be done in terms of knowing whether or not a pick is successful or not successful.
Based on the development that those guys made, how exciting is it to know that you have a 99.6% chance of having a top 10 pick and could even be in the top 4 this year?
I'm knocking my head to avoid the 0.4%. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a really special thing for us as an organization to be able to go into Chicago feeling like we really have a chance at a lottery pick as we head into the combine and the draft lottery night, et cetera. Swin Cash is probably not aware of this, but she's going to be up there. It's always better to have a Hall of Famer on stage than anything else. And I'll see if I can man the back room perhaps. But it's just an exciting thing to think about, adding that level of talent to a group like this. And the thing that we've proven we have a really good ability to do is identify character. I think we've found guys that fit our group well. So to think that we could potentially add the right piece to this group in a form of a young player like that's exciting.
Do you take any, like, even small moment by yourself? I know you've said you worked in other places where it felt inorganic, and you talked about doing it the right way here, and it wasn't always easy, but now it seems like you're on the right path. I know you're not where you want to be yet, but do you at any time, even privately, just kind of smile and say, it's coming together like I wanted it to?
Well, crying last night a little bit with Willie certainly was fun. We've done the same. Trajan and I have spent a lot of time together talking about where we're at. Swin is a huge part of what we do. What Swin Cash does with her team off the court is almost mind-numbing to me in terms of how it contributes to what we're building. And we talk about those things just in terms of what we've done right, what we do that makes us unique. It's nice when players that have been in other teams and multiple other teams will tell you that this is the best run group they've been around. They love the way our organization functions. That's really cool. You take some solace in that. But at the same time, if everybody wrote about us that we were the greatest thing since sliced bread, that's not true either, right? So we're going to be judged by our results. So when things don't look particularly good, you're grateful that we have ownership that was patient and fans that were patient, some of them. And I think you're also grateful that we've got fans that are as passionate as they are. And now that things look better, we have to be mindful of the fact that this is a really fragile business, and we were the 9 seed for a reason. We were 10 games below 500 for a reason, and there's still a lot of work to be done. Thanks.
Thank you, girl.